Tonight, we're going to talk about a very, very scary guy. And welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Ben. This is my guest, Clifton French, right now from Real News, Michiana. He's here to join us on a discussion about a social media encounter that happened with some kind of satanic cult leader, I guess. So, as you're watching this, please like and subscribe. Comment below, especially if you disagree with me. I always like those discussions. Anyways, Clifton, what happened, man? Before we get into this, I want people watching this to know who we're talking about. This is one scary dude, obviously. Yeah, I tell you what, I got goosebumps right now for watching that.
Mhm.
That's what this guy is. He's a tough guy. He's probably never had a swirly before in his life. But go ahead, give us a quick rundown because people want to know what the hell, what happened.
Yeah, so that's Lucian Graves. He's the head of the Satanic Temple. He's the co-founder of Satanic Temple. He's a spokesperson for the Satanic Temple. And the Satanic Temple has been under some pretty big scrutiny lately. Tucker Carlson did a thing where the Satanic Temple they have been going after our kids essentially. So they have this thing where they have these after school programs, like these after school satanic clubs, all this crazy stuff. And there's one in Illinois that they were starting at this public school, and so Tucker had gone after them, and gone after this guy. However, I wrote a story. I mean, it's been close to a month ago. I wrote this story where I uncovered there's all of these satanic. So the Satanic Temple has these offshoots state by state, right?
Right.
And the founder and owner of the Indiana Satanic Temple is a fourth grade teacher by the name of Jessica Klikas out of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
What?
So, yeah. So I discovered this. I write a story about it. It's about a month.
I'm going to cut you off here. So obviously the school was up front with the parents and told them they had some radical influence in their kids. Obviously. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, we would all hope so, right?
Right.
That whole story is it's pretty insane. If we really want to go down the rabbit hole on this, we have this all started with a story that I did right before the new year about a holiday display that was put up in the county city building in downtown South Bend, where this quote unquote atheist group had set up this what they call diversity and inclusion tree, this holiday display.
Always
And
diversity and inclusion.
it's always diversity and inclusion. And all over this tree was Satanic Temple ornaments and stuff, right? And along with BLM, Antifa, and LGBTQ, alphabet community, whatever. It was just all of those leftist things, but then with Satan everywhere. So I write this story. They go crazy. The Satanists go insane. They start coming after me. They're sending me all kinds of stuff. Like, I've really, really, really triggered them. Well, I've been doing this for a very, very, very long time. And the one thing I know is when people start talking, when they start acting like they're defensive, when they start going after your credibility, when they start attacking you, you're taking flack, you're above the target, man. So I'm like, well, what else is there here? I know that the Indiana Satanic Temple is based out of Fort Wayne. I've looked at them, a couple of times. I never really dug in because I focus on local news, right? But there were some local angles here. So I start digging in and, just go through the Indiana Secretary of State, get all these documents of this organization, their articles of incorporation, all this stuff. I find out who the founder, who the president, all of that is. It's all this woman named Jessica Klikas. So I start digging around on Jessica Klikas. Lo and behold, she is a fourth grade teacher at a public school in Fort Wayne.
Wow.
So, you
Wow.
know, she is, her pictures are all over all of this Indiana Satanic Temple stuff, right? Her pictures are all over their Instagram feed. They're all over everything. However, she didn't use her name in anything. All the other people who were involved with the Satanic Temple that are in these pictures, all their names are involved in all of that stuff. So she was obviously hiding, she wasn't doing a very good job of it, but
Right.
she was trying to cover her tracks about who she was and what her involvement is with this satanic organization. I would think mainly because she's an elementary school teacher.
Obviously not the most popular choice for parents to send their kids.
No,
Right.
no, no. But these people act like they're doing this benevolent thing that the Satanic Temple teaches all of these great virtues and does all of these great things. If that's the case, why are you so secretive? Why are you hiding everything? If you are doing all of these amazing things for the community, if this is such a great organization, you shouldn't hide it. I don't hide anything, Ben. Nothing.
Right.
Everybody, I'm an open book. You can find me. You can come talk to me. I mean, you can dude, my address is out. My name is out there. My face is out there. I'm not going to hide anything because I got nothing to hide.
Exactly. I tell you what, it reminds me a little bit of like what our school board at PHM is doing with critical race theory. They're hiding the hell out of that stuff, man.
Well,
they're hiding it. It's like, why are they going to hide all these great things that they openly support? Apparently,
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. All of these groups, all these organizations, right? They're all Marxists, all of them. It's
absolutely.
a backdoor. Yeah. It's a backdoor way of getting Marxism into our schools. That's the Satanic Temple. They are targeting kids. They are targeting schools, and they push all the same things. They're pushing for abortion. They're pushing for. They're a political entity that is pushing for abortion, pushing this diversity, equity, and inclusion, or diversity, inclusion, and equity stuff. Right? They are pushing the same critical theories that all of these other teachers, all these other people are. It's no surprise that a teacher. Where you have all of these teachers supporting all these radical ideologies, it's no surprise that a teacher is the founder. I'm not surprised at all that a teacher is the founder of the Satanic Temple of India.
Well, if you ever notice a pattern, right? That like what the school board says every single meeting, and I think a lot of school boards do this. All they talk about is supporting the teachers. Mm-hmm. Supporting even the radicals, supporting the teachers.
Support the teachers. Support the teachers.
Never once do you hear, let's support the children. Let's support the kids.
Yep.
That's the way education used to be before we were ranked below the top 30 internationally. Okay. And every time I go to a PHM school board meeting, we get to watch, all of us do, how the board members pat themselves on the back, how they're like number 8 or whatever within the state of Indiana. Okay, great. So like you're comparing yourselves to the worst of the worst. If you're going to compare yourself to greatness, let's talk about China. Let's talk about South Korea schools. Let's talk about, schools in Great Britain. Let's talk about international schools. Compare yourself with greatness, not the worst of the worst. And that's what our school board does all the damn time. Is disgusting. So anyways, I'm reading the Indiana Bill of Rights right now, the Parents' Bill of Rights for Indiana.
Yeah.
Page 12 touches on this a little bit. The bottom paragraph of page 12. Let me read the bottom paragraph. It's a little lengthy, but it says CRT, the 619 Project, and similar concepts and lesson plans, however, are deeply flawed and controversial teachings. CRT is an ideological construct that analyzes and interprets American history and government primarily through the narrow prism of race. Like CRT, many related ideologies purport to teach diversity, inclusion, but in reality promote exclusionary tenets under the guise of euphemisms commonly referred to as culturally responsive teaching, intersectionality theory, radical genderism, microequities, and diversity and equity initiatives. The 1619 Project aims to reframe the country's history by placing slavery at the center of the United States narrative. CRT teachings are widespread, and their principles are not rooted in the American history or known historical fact.
Yeah, I mean, and it all goes together. It all goes together. All of these organizations, all of these groups, they are all connected, and they all work together. I mean, they may have their little their little intricacies, right? They're a little bit different, right? But they all have the same goal. They all have the same goal, which is Marxism. So they will work together. They just use different means of getting there, right? You have the CRT radicals, then you have the environmentalist radicals, then you have the Satanist, right? You have all these you have the gender theory radicals, right? All of this stuff, though, all comes down to one thing: giving equity, and giving the government all of the power, right? The equity, and this is my definition of equity. The difference between equity and equality is equality, everybody has the same opportunities, right? Everybody is given the same opportunity. What you decide to do with those opportunities is up to you. Equity is everybody ends the same. Everybody, there is an equal outcome. That is not how freedom works.
Under the guise of justice.
Of justice.
They call it justice. That's what they call it. It's the same thing. Because it sounds better. It sounds better for the dummies.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds better for it does.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's of course it's justice if everybody ends the same, right? Well, in order for everybody to be the same, you have to bring everybody down. You can't lift everybody up. So anybody who has done the right thing, anybody who has worked their way up, regardless of religion, race, creed, I don't care, you have to bring those people down to the level of folks who didn't succeed as much, right?
It's like, I know in Venezuela, North Korea, Cuba, they all thought that for about 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, until
now they want to now they all want to get the hell out, but they can't.
Yeah, until they were eating dogs on the street. Or in Cuba, catching seagull.
Equity.
Yeah. You ever eaten barbecue seagull? Just go to Cuba and talk to them about it. Benny, it really just comes down to one thing. I was over the target, and they're trying to get under my skin, and I just think it's hilarious.
Hey, man, Clifton, it's been great talking to you. I wanted to get a quick rundown of what happened.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yep. Oh, and one more thing. Stay informed, folks.